it's your say to the data lake once again. So today I've got a new lesson. Today this is most suitable for advanced level students, both lower 6 and upper 6, and even to those who are studying theology. You can benefit from this lesson. So my lesson is like this today. Sorry, I'm now moving my camera to a specific point so that we can communicate enough. Right. So today I'm teaching about what we call writing prophets. These writing prophets, they are also called canonical prophets. They can also be referred to as pre-exilic prophets. These prophets, they start from Amos up to Jeremiah, according to the syllabus, Zimsek syllabus or Cambridge syllabus. So we say Amos, Hosea, then we also have who else? Isaiah. Then we go to Jeremiah. These prophets are the prophets we are going to study under this topic, which is known as writing prophets. So today we are venturing into a new topic, the book of Amos. The book of Amos. That is one of the fundamental prophets of the Old Testament times. Okay. So before we venture, we want to look upon who was Amos. So Amos was an 8th century prophet who prophesied under the reign of Jeroboam the second. Jeroboam the second, the king of Israel, and Uzziah, the king of Judah. Uzziah was the king of Judah by the time when Amos became a prophet, and Jeroboam was the king of Israel. Are we together? Yeah. Why we are saying Israel and Judah at the same time? Certain individuals will start to wonder, is it not Judah and Israel the same people? Right. As the Israelites were crossing the river Jordan, there were 12 sons of Jacob, and each of the sons pick up a stone as they were crossing the river, whilst they wanted to approach Canaan. So each and every tribe, as they entered into Israel, they had a special father who represented their issues. So in the northern part of Israel, there were 10 tribes who dwelled there. In the southern part, that is of Judah, there were 2 tribes that were settled in Judah. So these 2 tribes who were in the southern part of Israel, yes, God, they have their own sentiments and their own king. Then the 10 tribes of Judah who were dwelling in the northern part of Israel, they've got their own king, who was known as Jeroboam II. Those of the southern part, they've got their own king, who was known as Uzziah. Are we together, people?
Yes.
Right. After that, we have elemented the origins. Okay, the prophet begins his message by attacking foreign nations, number 1. So the conflict of consensus here is the Israelites, they were wondering why Amos is addressing foreign nations at the expense of the Israelites. Yet he wanted to share the message that Yahweh was universal. When you are saying Yahweh, we are meaning God. Are we together? Then after attacking the foreign nations, he further go onwards and started to attack Israel on itself. So before I venture into more emphasis and more analytical approach, I want us to study the historical background. Historical background of the book. Historical background of the book of Amos and Hosea. Because this, why I am doing this, I want you to take note of this. Hosea and Amos, they existed during the same period, but not exactly that we are saying at the time when Amos was called, it is also the time when Hosea was called. No. They served under the same king, that is Jeroboam the second. So we are giving a brief analysis of what was happening in Israel during the time of these prophets, but more specifically, we are giving our sentiment to Amos. Are we together? Yeah. So in order to understand the message of Amos and Hosea, the key factors is the reign of Jeroboam II, which lasted up to 746 BC. That is before Christ. So long time ago, this is how they counted dates. 746 BC. This is the time before Christ existed. Okay, the age of Jeroboam II, this is now our topic. The age of Jeroboam the second. The age of Jeroboam the second. We want to start what were the characteristics of his age. Okay, according to Anderson, I'm using Anderson as a point of reference. This is the scholar in which I'm venturing into. If we go to Jerome's commentary, he's got his own analysis, but for today, I preferred to use Anderson. Are we together? So, according to Anderson, in 1958, in his book he published in 1958, the age of Jeroboam II was the one which had economic prosperity. Again, Israel's position improved internally. The political and economic conditions improved during the reign of Jeroboam II. And it is also known as the Golden Age. Because according to the point of reference, they said during the reign of King Jeroboam II, when Amos was a prophet, Israel prospered politically, socially, and economically. But even though Israel prospered, what happened is that Assyria was a major political factor of that time, which means that Assyria was a superpower by that time. Are we getting it? So amongst, we are saying we have Israel here, then there are certain surrounding countries which surrounded Israel, which we refer as ANE, that is Ancient Near East. Those countries which are referred as an Ancient Near East, amongst them, the one of the fundamental countries during this time, which was known as the major superpower, was Assyria. So let us go and hear what happened. Syria, the major enemy of Israel. Are we getting it? Syria, by this time of Amos, was the major enemy of Israel, was destroyed by Assyria, and was very weak. Judah, the southern kingdom of Israel, attacked Israel, the northern kingdom. These are now brothers fighting each other. The 10 kingdoms in the north are having a battle with the 2 kingdoms in the south. Are we together? But what is happening now? The southern kingdom is attacking the northern kingdom. Are we together? Right. Then, after the northern kingdom was defeated, the Israelite kingdom, which means the 10 tribes which are in the northern part, the Israelite kingdom during the reign of Jeroboam II extended greatly. It extended northwards as far as Hamath, to the southward as Arabah. Are we together? Apart from the political situation creating room for prosperity, there's also economic aspects which were happening in Israel. Okay, so what is happening? We are observing that during this time, the northern part of Israel was weak and passive in terms of political issues, in terms of war. So what they did is, we can see that Assyria is a super major power which is emerging. Why? Because it has defeated Syria, the enemy of Israel. Are we observing it? So it is now a point of reference where we see that Israel is being attracted to have a friendship with Assyria for it to be saved from defeats of Syria. We have 2 countries here, Assyria and Syria. Assyria have defeated Syria, but Syria is planning to defeat Israel, or it is a major ideology of attacking Israel. So what is happening? Israel is trying to seek refuge to Assyria to be saved from Syria. But God does not want it. God wanted the Israelites to worship him, and they could be protected only by God, not by Syria. Right. So, after that, Syria, the major enemy of Israel, what we have described it. So, during the reign of Jeroboam II, Israel established trade contact with the Phoenicia. All together, right? And the commercial activities of Phoenicians, listen to this, was at its zenith in the Mediterranean world. Bright, this is a scholar, in 1972, he states that Israel became rich by controlling trade routes and levies on goods. When saying and levies on goods, we are saying that during the reign of Amos, in terms, we have explained the political part. Now we are explaining the economic background. In terms of economic background, Israel was trading with the Phoenicia. And the Phoenicians were paying levy to Israel because they were trading in Israel. Above all, Israel was controlling long distance trade. So they prospered much. They benefited much from these trade links. Are we together? Yes. So it means that in terms of economic means, we have no hunger, we have no drought, and everyone is happy, the economy is stable. Are we together? Mm-hmm. But after that, as if it was not okay, Bright wrote that Israel became rich by controlling trade routes and levies on goods passing to and from the Mediterranean through Israelite territories. Tolls from caravans, and Israel also shared in profits from exchange of goods. So Israel was benefiting from trade. Are we together? That as if was not enough, the conquest of the Transjordan put Jerusalem too in control of trade routes from Syria, and the commercial highway from Arabia and Samaria became the center of trade, and a powerful merchant class arose. I want you to understand this. I have right. Besides that, the Israelites were trading with the Phoenicia. They also started to have a wide, broad commercial trade, or what was known as Transjordan. Transjordan, it means that they were practicing trade far abroad with other countries which were far beyond Jordan River. Altogether. So they were trading with the Arabs, that is, they were trading with the people who were in Saudi Arabia. They were also trading with the people So what happened, as trade links improved, the people in Samaria, they were now being considered as the wealthier class. For example, right now we have people who dwell in Borodeo, we have people who dwell in Mount Pleasant. I'm just giving an example. We have people who dwell in Mantar. They are called merchant people. They are bourgeoisie. Altogether. So in Israel now, because of this trade link, we are now having peasants and merchants. The merchants are the richer, the peasants are the poorer. So now the poor are being manipulated by the merchants because of the levies they got from trade. Altogether. This is the historical background of Israel, politically, socially, and economically. For those who want to study advanced level FRS with centers of the intellect, you can hit the number on the screen. This is the historical background of Israel. Thank you very much.